Spain is still on alert due to wildfires near Madrid. Huge areas have turned into ash and tens of thousands of people have been forced to leave their homes.
Suntem în Vila del Prado, la câteva zeci de kilometri distanță de Madrid. Cam așa arată această zonă, copaci pur și simplu mistuiți de flăcări lângă copaci care sunt încă vii. Gardurile vii ale caselor au fost și ele distruse și aș vrea să vă arăt această mașină care a fost prinsă de flăcări și ne putem face o idee doar uitându-ne cam cât de puternic a fost focul și cât de puternică a fost căldura.
The people of Vila del Prado were allowed to return home where they found the disaster after the fire.
Așa arată o bucată din lunetă. Sticla pur și simplu s-a îndoit și și-a schimbat forma, s-a topit. Uite și aici cum arată. Pur și simplu sticlă topită. Atât de mari au fost temperaturile aici.
Some houses in Vila del Prado were consumed by flames, others escaped. In total, at least 77,000 hectares burned in the Madrid region. According to other estimates, it would actually be at least 100,000 hectares.
Asta rămâne după un astfel de incendiu. Suntem la aproximativ 60 de kilometri de centrul Madridului și cât vezi cu ochii când te uiți în valea asta e totul negru, totul făcut scrum. Sunt copaci care au scăpat de flăcări lângă copaci, pur și simplu carbonizați și e pur și simplu impresionantă suprafața care a ars.
The Spanish authorities have also sent an optimistic message. The wind is no longer blowing so hard, which means that the fire is no longer spreading so quickly. The firefighters finally have an advantage. So far, more than 20,000 people have been given permission to return to their homes. The 9,500 from the Madrid area alone are still evacuated.
With wildfires sweeping across Europe, forcing mass evacuations, destroying habitats, killing wildlife and claiming lives, the danger extends far beyond the flames.
It's a true health emergency, and the impacts may continue long after the fire is over, and also on the distances quite far from where the wildfire takes place.
Wildfire smoke is a toxic mix of air pollutants released as forests, homes, vehicles, plastics, electronics, paints, and other materials burn. It contains microscopic fine particles that can travel thousands of kilometers, exposing people far from the fires to harmful air pollution. These tiny particles can penetrate deep into the lungs and even enter the bloodstream, posing serious risks to human health.
Healthy people may experience like running nose and irritation of a throat, but people who, for example, suffer from asthma or chronic pulmonary diseases, they may experience exacerbation of symptoms. Also, people who have heart diseases, ischemic heart disease, they can have more severe symptoms. People may experience episodes of arrhythmia, even suffer from myocardial infarction or a stroke.
Wildfires also place additional strain on healthcare systems, which require extra resources, specialized training, and greater preparedness to respond to the growing health impacts.
The whole health sector needs to be better prepared, needs to be more resilient to these climate change situations, to be sure that it can provide services which are interrupted and which are of good quality. So, for example, when you anticipate or you learn that there is a wildfire and that the area might be affected by this air pollution, that you have enough professionals in the emergency rooms so that people with symptoms can come and can receive it in a timely manner.
France's worst wildfire in decades is expected to deepen the country's economic strains, with damage to forest, tourism and agriculture adding to pressure on an already squeezed economy. French wine growers fear this year's harvest could be tainted by smoke from the raging fires. The massive blaze has been burning across the Bordeaux region for nearly a week, disrupting the peak tourist season and threatening one of France's most renowned wine-producing areas. farmers say thick toxic smoke is affecting all living things, including vineyards. While some wines naturally carry smoky or ashy notes, experts say excessive smoke taint can overwhelm fruit characteristics. In severe cases, producers may be forced to downgrade their wines or sell the harvest in bulk for industrial alcohol. Wildfires have scorched an area 4 times the size of Paris, forced around 220,000 people to flee their homes, and disrupted major tourist attractions, underscoring the growing economic cost of the disaster for France.
Europe has faced increasingly severe heat waves in the past few weeks, causing wildfires in several countries such as Spain, France, and Greece. But further impact has been emerging as key waterways such as the Rhine and the Danube have fallen to exceptionally low levels, in some places breaking records. This could make cargo transport significantly more difficult, potentially forcing vessels to carry smaller loads, causing commercial shipping on parts of these routes to grind almost to halt, or requiring operators to adopt more cumbersome alternatives. Major European industries, including oil refining and chemicals, could therefore face severe disruption. Operators must instead divide cargo between several vessels or shift some freight to road or rail. For the chemical and petrochemical industries, reduced navigable depth restrict deliveries of essential materials such as naphtha or liquefied petroleum gas from North Sea ports to inland factories. Rising water temperatures have also made industrial cooling systems less efficient, further increasing operational pressures. This is especially important for nuclear and thermal power plants. In Hungary, the low water levels have forced the Paks nuclear power plant to reduce output and shut down one of its 4 reactors. Romania had to do the same.
Amy Winehouse's father, Mitch Winehouse, has been ordered to pay almost £1 million to the 2 of the late singer's friends after losing a high court battle over her personal estate. The dispute centered on 155 items, including clothes and jewelry, sold at US auctions in 2021 and 2023 by former stylist Naomi Perry and friend Catriona Gorley. Dismissing the claim, the judge ruled that Mitch Winehouse pursued an inherently weak case aggressively, causing significant damage to the woman's reputations, careers, and health. He must pay their legal costs within 2 weeks. The ruling comes as the late singer's mother, Janice Winehouse, led tributes marking 15th anniversary of Amy's death. Reflecting on her daughter's struggles with fame and addiction, Janice recalled that Amy never sought the spotlight, describing alcohol as a tragic way of coping with the immense pressure.
Ho deciso di intraprendere questa strada, questa battaglia, tra virgolette, contro i graffiti, contro il decoro urbano, perché Roma purtroppo è la città, a mio parere, la città più bella al mondo, ma allo stesso tempo la città più vandalizzata d'Europa, quindi con più graffiti senza senso, scritte ovunque, imbrattano monumenti, case private, macchine, serrande, ovunque. Oggi sono qui per la seconda volta, stiamo pulendo le mura appena inaugurate di Villa Sciara, una villa storica a Roma. In teoria il graffito dovrebbe ridare, anzi dare arte a qualcosa che non ha. Ma se Roma è già arte, cioè non c'ha senso, capisci?